Welcome everybody back to the Buds Podcast, episode 73, and we're back here after the game of the entire year, and it's for one reason and one reason only. The person you see right there under passing yards for the Las Vegas Raiders, Marcus Mariota, comeback player of the year, late entry. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to lead the Raiders. I don't think they can make the playoffs anymore.
They gotta win out.
But with Marcus, they could. And all jokes aside, though, Marcus actually played probably the best football of his career in that game.
He was throwing dogs.
Him and Darren Waller were on a different level. They were obviously he's a god of a tight end. He's one of the best tight ends in the league, arguably. But he was making catches, and Marcus was just throwing it in perfect spots. Only he could catch it, and they were just on a different level, those two. And
it's 88 rushing yards.
I didn't realize he led them in rushing yards too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, overtime game, Chargers pulled it out. I'm gonna say Chargers were honest in a weird way. Were kind of favored tonight, even though Las Vegas had the better record and were favored in points. I feel like a lot of people thought the Chargers were going to win it anyways, just due to the offensive power you could say they have, and they have a solid defense. It's just I think the coaching that needs to change on the Chargers, and then they'll be a playoff team next year. They are in a tough division though, so it's going to be hard for them. But I think with an offensive head coach next year, they could definitely make a run, and I think they will, honestly. But overtime game. Raiders drove down the field. It took a lot of time. They took how long did they take off that clock?
7 minutes.
Yeah, it was 10-minute quarters or 10-minute overtime. Oh, so yeah, they took 7 minutes. Left Herbert about 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock roughly, and he drove down the field, got stuffed 3 or 4 times, and then they finally got in. So yeah, overall, I think. Probably one of the better Thursday night games than we've had in a while, especially because I feel like Justin Herbert's just must-watch TV whenever he's on.
Especially when Herbert versus Marcus.
Oh, as soon as Marcus came in, I considered changing my pick to the Raiders. That's how serious it got. For our picks, I considered it. I highly considered it, but kept it with the Chargers. Chargers won, and overall, great game. Chargers almost went into this game without their 2 top receivers. Basically didn't have their 2 top receivers. It basically was Jalen Goodell, and then can't think of the other guy's name. Is he right there?
Yeah, the guy that got Tyron Johnson.
Yeah, Tyron Johnston, something like that. So 2 very young guys. They're very fast though. We'll get to one of them in a second because he ended up on my team this week, but we made some. Well, let's just get to fantasy. Fantasy's very, very interesting going into the semifinals week. Okay, so let's talk about what you could say is wild card weekend in the fantasy league. First game in the bracket for Nick here. Nick versus Brendan. Nick, he's dominated.
The Thursday night game just set the tone for the week.
I was gonna say a lot of people around the league, Nick, saying you have a Warriors-esque team when KD was there. That term is being thrown around a lot by league members.
When I recruited Tom Brady, we were going for it all.
Yeah. So you had Cam Akers really pulled it out for you that week. That was a great pickup. And then the Rams defense that really helped. Those 2 really, really helped you there in that win because. If you didn't have those 2, who knows what you have had if you would have had somebody on your bench there. Jacobs could have gotten you only 10 points, could have kind of screwed you over there. So,
yeah.
Honestly, B. Wood, he had a great season. He's still going to – I don't think he's playing for I think by the way the playoffs are set up, he's not playing for anything anymore. Great season, though. He made one of the best teams at the first half of the season. Went on a 6-game losing streak and then went on a 3-game win streak to end off the season. Great season, but he's done now.
Yeah, he was up and down all season.
Oh, he was one of the biggest, weird. He was one of the weirdest movers of the entire season. But we're on the second playoff game.
Yep.
Okay, we had Brad versus
This was
M1
a
again.
blowout.
Another blowout. Brad's team just dominated. Uh, really, just all M1's team just didn't put out. Really, I mean, you can say Brad's team dominated. M1's team just didn't put out. M1 yet again probably had one of the best teams at the start of the season. He went undefeated for like the first 4 or 5 games. Um, and
Then
then he
made
just kind of
trades.
he made trades, started losing a little bit. Still kept it up there. End of the season with 8-5 record, third best record, tied for third best record or tied for second best record in the
Yeah.
league. So tied for second best record in the league with Quentin and Nick. So he was up there. Brad has had a powerhouse the entire season though. He's put up points. He's just had a lot of points scored on him, and that's I mean I'll say it. That's part of being in the East. You're gonna have a lot of points put on you. And you just got to be able to put points back up. So Brad continues. Brad, again, like I said, great team. You could say some of his team is Warriors S2. He has a great lineup. But yeah, M1, Pat Mahomes couldn't carry you. You're going to be playing B Wood in the basically,
Fourth place game. Or
yeah,
fifth place game, actually.
yeah, fifth. It will be for fifth place. So yeah. So Brad moves on to the semifinals along with Nick there. All right, let's go to the consolation bracket here, which some say might not mean a lot, but for Zeke, I do believe this guarantees Zeke a non last place game. I do believe this makes
Yeah.
sure that he will not be in that last place game. We'll take a look at the actual brackets here and after we look at the games, but I do believe this means he will not be in that last place game. But for Peyton, this means he will have a chance at playing in that last place game. Because he's going to be in the second bracket of the 3 in the consolation. But yeah, Peyton, again, he put up points. It's just some of his guys, Ezekiel Elliott, not doing it for him, and Eric Ebron, again, not doing it for him. Don't know
That
if there's
JD
Aguilar.
McKissick pickup didn't help him.
I mean, yeah, it didn't really, but uh, I don't think there was really anybody that could have helped him on his bench except maybe Aguilar, but not really because, I mean, it might have, but who knows? But yeah, Zeke will advance to the 7th place game, or not 7th place yet, but he will be advancing to some sort of a game there. And I think, wait, never mind. Wait, never mind. We'll look at when we get to the brackets because I was just thinking something in my head. But all right, so we can go to.
So let's look at the biggest choke of the week.
Yes, Ben. I want you to talk about this. This was probably the most exciting Monday night game we've had in a while. Not because we talked about it on our picks video, but just the sheer fact of how great the game was and how much was on the line for Ben. And Ben, you didn't go into it on the picks, but I'll let you talk about it now.
Well, Lamar Jackson got hurt. Lamar Jackson came back, then scored a touchdown, which was already enough to beat me. Then they went to the other side, and Kareem Hunt got a touchdown just to add insult to injury.
Basically, what needed to happen is Kareem Hunt and Lamar needed to have not career days, but pretty good days they needed to have for Ben to lose because Ben was up by like 40.
I was up by 40.
Yeah, you were up by. I think he was even under 100. So you were up by like a good 40, 42, 43, and those two need to have very good days. And for Kareem Hunt to have a good day, iffy, but for Lamar to have a good day, it was kind of given. So, it was a tough loss, and that does put you
There's a chance.
in the next game for possibly a chance at that last place game. So you really got to play good this week, man, to not have a chance to be in that last place game. And I do believe this takes Chris out of a chance of being in that last place game. So I don't know all the like sweaty stats about it, but I do believe so. Good job, Chris. You won't be in that last place game, hopefully. Okay. Now to our next game here. Hunter versus Joe here. Joe just probably one of the biggest blowouts of the entire season. Joe 72 points. I don't really know what to say. Hunter's team just didn't produce. He didn't do. He's had a very and not like his bench did any better. He just had a very lackluster performance, and Joe's team finally decided to start going off.
It was just a tough week for him.
Yeah, just a very tough week. with this win though, this does put Joe in that second bracket, but with a loss, I do believe
Yeah, he'd be in the last one.
he would be in the last place.
Yeah.
So we could have a possibility for Joe versus Ben in last place. Or we could have a possibility for Hunter versus Peyton, vice versa, any which way you want. I do believe the people that are playing for the last place game are Hunter, Joe, Ben, and Peyton. Those are your 4 candidates.
They're in the mix.
And then obviously playing for the championship, I will talk about that right now, are me, Nick, Quentin, and Brad. So let's go take a look at the playoff bracket, considering the standings have nothing to do.
Do you want to look at the bye teams?
Oh, no. We don't need to look at those.
Should I just go to the playoff bracket?
Yeah, but the standings have nothing to do with anything anymore. Okay, let me pull up the Brad.
The spoilers right there.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, but it's whatever. So as of right now, it's me versus Brad in the first bracket there, and like I don't know what side of the bracket you want to call, but in the top half of the bracket, and then Quentin versus Nick down there. So Brad actually pulled off the upset in his game, which is, I mean, some people saw it coming. Brad had a very powerful team, like we said. So it's gonna be me and Brad versus, or me versus Brad, and then Nick versus Quentin. Me and Brad's game, very, very, very interesting with some things that have happened this week. So again, we'll get to that when we look at the games, but we can scroll down to the constellation, or actually we can scroll down to right there.
They're all.
Um,
I was confused about this.
yeah, I don't. I
Why are there 3 matches here?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to tell. I don't know if that means that possibly, like, I don't know if that means Chris or like Zeke could jump up there,
No, but I don't know.
because that's winner's consolation. So I don't know. Oh, that, because I know. Okay, for sure that drops. One of or the whoever loses out of these 2 will drop down there, but I don't know why there's 3. I don't understand that really. But we have B Wood versus M1. B Wood's hoping to pull off the upset there. I think he said he was sweating this week to beat M1, so he's got a little extra fire in him. He's starting he is starting an interesting team there, so it should be fun. Okay, and now we have what I do believe these 2, unless unforsaken scenario happens, I do believe these 2 are scot-free of that last place game down there in the corner. So it should be an interesting game there. Now this is where it gets really interesting. We have Joe versus Peyton. Peyton was once a playoff hopeful, and now he has a chance to be in the last place game. Joe he had ups and downs the entire season, but he has a chance to play in that last place game because he has had, again, a very interesting season with very interesting moves, like trading for Travis Fulgham.
He was the best 2-6 team ever.
Yes, he repeated that many times. Which, say what you want, he went 3-2 to end the season.
Yeah.
After he was saying the best 2-6 team, he went 3-2. So, but then you do have Hunter and Ben down here. Hunter was the worst team in the regular season. Does have a chance to not have to play in that last place game though, even though he was the worst team in the regular season. Ben, obviously, as you see, had an amazing Thursday night there. So maybe that fuels his team a little bit, and maybe Ben doesn't want to play or doesn't have to play in that last place game, which we are all hoping for. I know it, we are, because I know the 4 people in the playoffs right now have great forfeits for Ben. So
yeah, I need to start strategizing forfeits for everyone.
And yet again, the person who loses that last place game down there in the corner, the first and second place team, or the people who reach the championship, do get to decide their forfeit for that last place team that loses that game. So I think let's go to recent activity, and we can kind of see how people have been getting sweaty. As people, I mean,
oh yeah, it's sweaty already.
So let me
see right off the bat. We got got some defensive swap. Oh, Jalen Hurts dropped. Hot Chubb time machine picks up Drew Lock.
Yes, and I do believe he's starting him this week, from what I've seen.
I picked up the Browns defense, plays for the Packers.
Brendan did pick up Donovan People-Jones for Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs is out.
Wait, Quinnen added Chad Hansen. Okay. The Beecher Meat picks up Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah, we made a lot
and
of
then
moves.
They pick up Laviska Shenault over Darius Slayton. Okay.
You'll see sooner up here that Laviska did not stand.
And we got a lot of kicker defensive moves.
Yeah.
Oh, then we got added Lynn Bowden Jr. and dropped Duke Johnson.
I would love to talk about my team when we get there. We are having to roll out a very interesting squad.
And then you added Jalen Guyton and then dropped Laviska Shenault. So he was there for like a day.
Yes. Jalen Guyton was going to make a start because it was reported that Mike Williams and Keenan Allen weren't going to start. Decided last minute that they were going to play, and then ended up being Guyton played a lot of minutes, or a lot of snaps, not minutes. Played a lot of snaps. Ended up doing very good for them. Tough.
And you had him on the bench.
Tough. I didn't start him. I just didn't want to risk it, with him maybe not getting as many targets because Williams and Allen were in there, but I should have made the move. That's on me. And that looks like right before the game, Joe added Cody Parkey.
Yep, Joe realized he needed a kicker.
Oh, it is because
McManus is out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's because McManus is out, and they're starting an XFL kicker.
Yeah, you should have picked that out of COVID or no?
No, I think he was hurt or something.
Yeah, he's on the COVID list.
Oh, COVID list. Okay.
Because he was close contact.
And talking about that, the whole Tampa Bay, their punter, kicker, and long snapper all have to be out for the game on Sunday because they all came in close contact. So Tampa Bay has to get all new special teamers, or they're gonna have to go for 2 every time at least. Should be interesting there.
That means Tom Brady's feasting.
or it means Tom Brady's kicking field goals.
He's punted before.
Yeah, he's punted, and oh no, that was Drew Bledsoe that
did the drop kick.
Drop kick. I think that's
too.
I think the drop kick is actually illegal now for some reason.
Wow.
I feel like they passed a rule a couple years ago banning it. Okay, but let's go look at the semifinal matchups. Very okay. So
the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders carried you there, Nick. Got you 50.4 points right there. Now I have a 66% chance to win it. I do believe Quentin can't sleep on his team.
Yeah. I'm not getting too excited yet.
He does have Kyler Murray versus Philly, Delvin Cook versus Chicago, which didn't go off last time, but he did have 90 yards, but didn't have a touchdown. Could easily get a touchdown this time around. Chris Carson versus Washington's tough defense. You definitely have Quentin on the matchups. He's not favorable with matchups. You are.
I got the Rams defense versus the Jets.
Yeah, and you have Cam Akers versus the Jets.
Yeah.
So.
And I got Tom Brady versus the Falcons. The one I'm a little nervous about is DK Metcalf versus Washington.
Yeah, because Washington does have a good secondary.
But I don't know if I can bench him though.
Personally, I wouldn't. I mean, you really.
I think I've had him starting all year.
Yeah. I don't think you could do that. There's not really anybody unless you're starting Antonio Brown or Pittman.
I don't know if I can trust them in a semifinals game.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to having trust for players here in a second. Go to my game.
Let's look at this interesting team here. Oh, yeah,
okay.
I forgot the Philip. Oh wait, did you already have Philip Rivers before last?
Yeah, I had Philip Rivers, so I had him. I didn't add him or anything.
So he's been this starting line. This is your semifinal lineup as of now.
Okay, scroll down to the bench, and we're gonna explain why this is my semi. So Kenny Galladay
died in 13 points.
Kenny Galladay still out. Ronald Jones out with. Well, Ronald Jones could play if he passes all protocols. He could play. It's still game time decision if I start him though.
Also, he has a pinky injury.
Gibson's still questionable.
It's Nick. Stop. Don't give me hope. He hasn't practiced in 3 days. And then obviously Stafford more than likely out, and Christian McCaffrey more than likely out. They said he won't be back till week 16, which is the championship game. Which majority of my guys will be back week 16, which is kind of sad. I mean, it still gives me a chance to fight for third if I don't make it to the championship. So there's that. But let's scroll up to the lineup now, and we're gonna go position by position. I'm gonna tell you why. Phillip, it's Houston, kind of, and he was already on my team. Jeff Wilson, going up against Dallas's 32 ranked rush defense. He's been on the team once, giving him a chance. Lynn Bowden Jr.
Yeah, this one's kind of questionable.
No, listen. Tua doesn't like Devontae Parker. You see Devontae Parker in my lineup, won't be there more than likely. He's probably not going to even play. Just my luck there.
Even if he does play.
He's not going to play. Why would he
play? If he does play, he's probably not going to do much.
No, because Tua doesn't like him. I said it before, and I'll say it right here. Tua's racist to Devontae Parker. He doesn't like him. But Lynn Bowden, he's played on the backfield a lot this year for Miami or the past couple weeks for Miami because they've had running back issues, but he's been mainly a receiving back. Past couple weeks, he's had a lot of production over the past 2 weeks. I would say he's had about 13 touches for probably around 150 yards plus. So we're really banking on him. Chris Godwin, obviously a staple on the team there. T. Higgins, again, staple on the team. Travis Kelce, main part of the team. Hope we can have him. Devontae Parker probably won't be there. Probably going to have to make another waiver wire pickup. It's what we do on the team.
Or put Higbee at the flex.
Stop.
There's the Jets.
Actually, no, I don't think I can't do that. And then Bears defense versus Minnesota's offense, which hopefully they did good last time they played them. And then Will Lutz, hopefully he can get some crucial field goals that if the Saints have a hard time scoring. But yeah, I would like to address my opponent here that bashed me for picking up players. What do you expect me to do? Not start anybody against you? He said I'm getting sweaty on the waiver wire. What do you expect me to do? Like, honestly, I want your guys' opinion. Do you expect me to just not pick up players there? Like, I come into Discord and he's just bashing me as soon as I get in there about it all.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You said you made like a lot of moves.
I didn't. I literally made 3 moves, and the one guy's on my bench. So I don't think that I had to pick up. I didn't have running backs for this week. All my running backs are gone.
Le'Veon Bell.
I'm not starting Le'Veon Bell versus New Orleans' top defense. Like, that's not even like I would consider it.
He's gonna get receptions.
Literally, if I had no other choice, I knew my season was a bust, I would take it. But Brad's team is good.
He has a couple questionables.
But he does have a couple questionables, and I'm hoping that maybe I'm able to squeak out a win. His matchups are kind of bad. He does have Russell Wilson going against Washington's D, and he does have like James Robinson going against Baltimore's D, Kenyon Drake going against Philly's D. He has a lot of bad matchups, so I'm hoping those favor me in a way. I don't expect to win this week. I'll tell you this now.
He's predicted to win by 15 right now, so
I come into this game as the 03-04 Pistons. We have no all-stars on the team whatsoever.
Low key, like this reminds me of like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl when they were the first seed, but they were the underdogs the first game they played.
Yeah, I mean, true. I'll say
hopefully not that, and you don't win the Super or the championship. But
I admit it. I don't have a team right now. My only chance is literally the people in my lineup, and I trust everybody in my lineup right now except Devontae Parker.
You trust Phillip Rivers?
You trust Lynn Bowden?
Yeah, Bowden.
Ben, you shut up. Lynn Bowden is gonna go off, and I'm gonna laugh in all your faces.
Lynn Bowden has 2 positions. That's never a good sign.
Just
what do you even?
You guys are praying on it. He's gonna do good. Trust me.
Versus New England, they have Stephon Gilmore might be covering if he's their top receiver.
No, Jakeem Grant's their top receiver. No, Lynn Bowden comes out of the backfield. That's a good thing about him is he gets those easy. He's like J.D. McKissick. He gets those easy catches. So he's kind of a cheesy player. But we spent too long on my
Yeah,
team.
let's go to this.
Yeah,
I can
Let's
just
go to this 5th place matchup.
Yeah, again, I mean, B-Wood's,
Oh my god.
yeah, B-Wood's starting Drew Lock, and Peoples Jones. Peoples Jones, very interesting. He's the third receiver, but he's been having good games recently. So, I mean, again, I don't really know what to say about this. Yeah, I really do. He's benching Tannehill
He
and
has
Taysom
4
Hill.
quarterbacks on his roster right now.
Oh my god.
I would
Why?
love to have one of those quarterbacks. That'd be
He says
greatly.
he says Tannehill chilling there.
I would love to have Tannehill, Taysom Hill, even Drew Lock. No, I had the chance to pick up Drew Lock and I didn't. But I would love to have one of those two on his bench. Unfortunately, I can't. And we're going in the team that are going in the week that I have. But M1, like we said, had a great team. Kind of fell apart with some of the trades he made, but maybe he can pull this one out and go for 5th place. Okay, we can move on to the Zeke Chris matchup.
This game doesn't mean anything now.
Yeah, this game I don't believe it means any. I don't
No,
think it means
they
anything.
can't because they can't go to the last matchups.
Yeah, I don't think they can. I truly don't think they can, unless, which I have. I have you ever heard the show The League? Probably
No.
not. It's
No.
it's a TV show about a fantasy football league, and they're like the rule they have set in place is that the person with the worst record always goes in, and I don't know if these playoff wins are gonna go to your overall record. So
They
then
don't.
like.
I don't think they do.
No, like I don't think they will like on their schedule, but I don't know if like in the database they're going to your overall record. So like say Hunter was 2-0, but like everybody else did really good, Hunter still might have to go in that last place game. I don't know if that's how it's going to work. I truly think it's going to be how we are envisioning it right now, where we are. I mean, let's take a look at this game real fast and then we can talk. Honestly, again, two powerhouses at the beginning of the season. So, and they both have favorable matchups.
Right now, they might be able to beat your team.
Nick. It's not if, it's they could easily beat my team with, I of course this would happen to me, but
Chris has Lamar versus Jacksonville.
yeah, but he's gonna go off there. And then his running backs are just good. Like Chris has a good team. Chris could have easily made the finals. He's had a hard schedule, or not the finals. He could have easily made the playoffs. He's had a tough schedule.
He's had to play the East.
Yeah, like we predicted. But oh yeah. Now let's go to the games that matter here in the constellation, as far as we know they matter. Peyton versus Joe. It's 50-50 right now. They're about 2 points off. Joe starting Kurt versus Chicago's defense. That's actually kind of
Be tough.
It will be tough. He does
Oh,
have
yeah.
But look at his
back-
backup, Sam Darnold.
His backup Sam Darnold, and one of his backups is not the starting
He's actually
quarterback
a backup.
anymore.
and he actually is being forced to start Austin Hooper from our trade earlier in the season. So maybe that trade will pay out for him in the end. And maybe Austin Hooper can get some catches. He is questionable. He's being forced to start him, I do believe.
Against the Giants defense though versus
Yeah. This
Yeah.
game's definitely going to be close. They both have good matchups. Peyton already had Elgalar put up 8.9 for him. Not horrible, not the best, but still decent. I don't count on Ezekiel Elliott putting up much versus San Fran's defense.
he hasn't done anything.
No, he really hasn't.
Julio
Still
is he even-
somehow the seventh best running back in fantasy. But Julio
Julio
out
hasn't
for a
even
couple.
practiced.
Yeah, so that's gonna be another tough game there
So
for him.
he's gonna have to go like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Jalen
So-
Rieger.
Who are we having? Nick, who's your prediction now of this game?
I mean, I think Joe's team might to get the win. Sadly, I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of want I want Payton to win just so Joe in that last game. But on paper, Joe's team looks like they should win.
Yeah, on paper, Joe's team, and I do believe after his last week that he has the best matchups right now,
Yeah.
and I think Joe will go
And,
off
and he
and
has
win.
Mike Davis starting again. So.
Ben, who do you think?
I think Joe.
You think Joe? Okay, so Ben would rather play Peyton in the last place game. So let's go right
Oh
to
my
Ben.
God.
I mean, Ben has a nice lead right now.
Yeah, no, Ben does have a really good lead right now. And I mean, Herbert having 31, almost 32 points for you really helped. Eckler could have gotten a little bit more for you.
Yeah.
But I think what might hurt you there in the end is you do have a Josh Allen going up against a Denver defense with no cornerbacks,
Yeah.
because all their corners are hurt right now.
But I also do have Derrick Henry against Detroit.
True, that is true.
Surprised he benched Cole Beasley.
Which yeah, that is kind of honestly interesting there.
Yeah,
He
I guess
probably
these
benched.
receivers have better matchups, I guess. I don't know. Corey Davis didn't do anything against Jacksonville last week, so
I might have to send a text his way about Stephen Cole.
Oh my God, we're just praying on my downfall now.
And he has the Ravens defense versus Jacksonville.
Oh my God! But Gardner Minshew is starting.
The only thing is his running backs might be questionable. I don't know. Chase Edmonds, has he been? I mean, he hasn't had over 10 points the last 3 weeks.
But he still puts up decent points. Like, he's still solid. He's a solid backup running back. It's just, yeah, I think Todd Gurley.
No, he's healthy.
Oh, he's healthy now?
Why has he been? I mean, yeah, he has been bad lately.
Very bad.
And Tampa Bay's a tough. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, Todd Gurley hasn't been good since he scored 2 touchdowns versus Detroit.
One accidentally.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that actually. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a close game because I know Hunter. Because Hunter actually,
he has pretty good matchups. Other than, I mean, yeah, he has good matchups. Wait, is Raheem Mostert even playing?
I don't know yet.
What does it say? Oh, you practiced limited today.
And that's another reason why I picked up Just Bosen is because of Mostert's kind of injury lingering. Because I feel like if he's still having an injury, they'll kind of limit him on touches. And Wilson has proved to be one of the better backups on that team, even though they have a very deep running back room.
Oh, so, A.J. Brown didn't practice today.
I don't think it's that bad.
How much are you hoping you win this?
I mean,
life.
Yeah, because we got some ruthless people in this damn Discord.
Wait, I just want to see. Herbert plays Denver next week. Okay.
I don't need next week, Nick. This is the week I don't need it. Okay.
The main thing is, I mean, Henry is Green Bay next week, so.
We're not looking at next week, Nick. We're looking at this week.
I'm just in case.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
Okay, so I think that's a wrap up. I mean, we don't have a final standings to look at. I don't think they really.
Do they even update it?
I don't think they update them. Yeah, stays the same. So, yeah, I mean, semifinals is going to be honestly probably the most. I still have to sweat on. As this video is going up, I'm probably going to be sweating in my room, trying to pick up a wide receiver or a running back to play that flex position because I know Devontae Parker is not playing. And even if he does play, I don't know if I want him there because it's Tua to Devontae. If Ryan Fitzpatrick were starting, I would have a field day.
Yeah. But,
yeah, Tua, man, yeah. Should be a very interesting week. I do believe your and Quentin's game is going to be very close. It's going to come down to
his team.
He's
going to have some. Keenan Allen's 2 points might hurt him though.
Yeah, that might hurt him in the end.
He's going to need like a huge game from someone.
And then me and Brad's game should be a blowout for Brad. I can only hope for the best for my team. They're really their forefathers set a
commissioner magic.
Their forefathers on the bench set a precedent for them. We took the number 1 seed in the league. Unfortunately, we got injured. So
and if Brad makes the finals, there's gonna be some ruthless forfeits. I feel like.
Oh yeah, no. It's gonna be bad. Especially if it's like Brad.
If it's
especially
Joe
if it's
or
like.
Ben.
I feel like any combination in the finals, it's going to be bad for whoever loses the league. If it's me or you, Nick, me or Quentin, you or Brad, me or you, it's going to be bad because this was probably the worst possible for people to have a chance to pick the forfeit. If it was like M1 or Brendan, I wouldn't have worried as much for that person in last place, but considering it's us four, I worry because Quentin does not care. Brad does not care. I really don't care. And I don't think you care what happens to that person. So I just feel bad for whoever gets there. But yeah, I think that's all for us here. If you guys could like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. We're about, how many days would it be? We're 19 days through Budsmas. We got 6 days running up the stretch. I think I don't know what our next couple of videos are gonna be. We're obviously gonna have our picks next week. Think we might have a couple basketball over the weekend. We might have our rankings list again over the weekend. But yeah, should be a fun week and going up to Christmas last 5 days. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys could like I said, like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. And we'll see you guys next time.